Detroit, and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go! Friday show, November 22nd, 2024. Ermanni and Edwards with Mass, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Over 72,000 subscribers on this platform. We say good afternoon to you at home, and good afternoon to you, Braylon Edwards.
You know what, Ryan? It is a good afternoon. I said I was tired of the gloom and doom trying to get me down this week, so I said, the hell with the gloom and doom. I went and got a haircut, so today it's haircut Fridays as opposed to Thursday. Shout out to my boy Jared, always gets me right, JD. And then last but not least, put on a little outfit. So shout out to my mom, to my girl, they got me right. A little Adidas vest, Banana Republic flannel. You see what it is out here. So
you look
I'm
real
feeling
nice,
good. So
Bray,
it may
real
be
nice.
Gloomy outside, but it's bright in here. So I'm feeling good. Tom Maswell, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay, man. You do look great, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Ryan, you always look good.
I'm trying.
Dapper.
Oh,
and
what,
all.
my chopped liver?
I said you always look good.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh my God! You didn't hear me? That was the first words out of my mouth.
I was just trying to set you off, man.
Right.
Don't set me off, please.
Pause.
All right.
You know, it's so funny. If I don't get a spot out in front, I say it every day. It's
Say
it every day.
You know what it reminds me of, Ryan? Not to cut you off. Remember when we were in college? I know I wasn't the only one. When it's wintertime, especially January,
Oh,
February,
man.
if you don't get that spot on ECU or state, I'm going back home. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I went to class
today. There is no class.
You know who's
If
having
you
the
don't get
best day
parking
today?
spot, it's
Who's
time to go
that?
home.
Mike G is having the best day
Why
today.
is Mike G having a good
He's
day?
been on,
Mike
he's,
G.
he's been on the
Michigan
chat
super
for about an hour before we. As soon as we got off the air,
Really?
As soon as Big D Energy was off the air, Mike G was on our YouTube.
Oh, I love that,
Look,
Mike
Flip
G.
got him
He
excited.
is like all Michiganed out. He's all geeked up.
Yes, sir.
And he thinks Bryce is going to save the day.
Great day
It
to be
is a
Wolverine.
big day.
No teasing
Pete's
with
5
Max.
at KG. Good afternoon to you, gentlemen. And you know what? Where else? But let's start there. It was a situation last night. Bryce Underwood flips to the Michigan Wolverines. Adam Schefter had the announcement. Bryce Underwood with a pretty darn cool Instagram post to kind of announce that he is going to Michigan. Do we have that?
Yeah.
We have that. Here it is.
It's just a blessing, honestly, you know. Just God. Thank God for all of this. So, yes, sir.
Is when I had an opportunity to talk to him at the Boys and Girls Club event. He was donning the LSU. He was there. Brian Kelly was there. A remarkable young man. And, you know, if you want to compete in college football, Braylon Edwards, you need the best players, and you cannot let the best players in your state, you cannot let the best players within a 20-mile radius of your university to get away, and the University of Michigan got their man.
Yeah, I'm glad you started there. You got to have the best players in your state. I think Sharon Moore is taking it upon himself, and I think he's making that his message. The best players in Michigan deserve to go to Michigan. I think so long you've watched some of these players, these five-star quarterbacks, these five-star running backs, whether it was Mike Weber, whether it was Dante Moore. You've seen players just leave the state. You got this school that's right up the road. Why when you come? It's because they never made the emphasis on Detroit players, Michigan metropolitan players. I think now that's what you're saying. And also they're letting you know we got that bag.
Let me do this, because I think that's an important conversation to have, and I absolutely want to have it as a secondary conversation almost after who Bryce Underwood is as a player and what the University of Michigan is going to get as a player. I was watching some of the highlights. You were at the game. Were you at the
Last Friday at Capital Central.
That's what did it.
Yeah,
That's what did it.
I'm telling
He
you.
saw you.
No,
I told you, sign a jersey for the guy. Yeah, you listened. That's good, man.
I think it's that extra 1.5 that they came up with, taking it to a total of 12, but that's neither here nor there. He's special. Yeah, he's something different. He's something that you've never seen at the University of Michigan. I love J.J. McCarthy, but just talking about the measurables from top to bottom, I don't think Michigan's seen a player like this, and he's right down the street from you. What he's going to be able to do, now you get other players coming. Now it's for the culture. You're going to get a guy that'll be able to do the things you see the best ones do. But now it's about coaching.
Can he coach? I'm not joking.
Listen,
I'm talking about offensive coordinator.
you're right. And there's so many different aspects to get to. But, yes, I do believe Bryce Underwood has saved Sharon Moore the Sharon Moore tenure at the University of Michigan. That's what Bryce Underwood has done for me. Bryce Underwood has made the University of Michigan football program cool again. Bryce Underwood has made the University of Michigan football program an elite football program in America once again. There are very few of them. There are very few of these Bryce Underwood type players in the country. We talked about how Ohio State has the number 2 ranked player in the country playing quarterback for them. We've now got the number 1 player in the country playing for us. That storyline alone, Michigan, Ohio State for the next 3 years, it's going to be fantastic. I believe this impact that Bryce Underwood has already made on Michigan football is immeasurable.
Yeah, I wish we were starting from where Ohio State is starting from in that battle, but just getting back to Bryce Underwood and who he is. Michigan's had a 5-star quarterback, but man, as you know, it's not hard to get a 5-star rating, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone because I was a 3-star.
It's a high school kid.
This is not 3-star.
He's the highest rated quarterback since Ryan Mallett.
But that's what I was going to say in terms of just being a 5-star quarterback. Anyone can get a 5-star quarterback rating. It doesn't matter. We've had 5-star quarterbacks here, and how have some of those guys turned out? They've been like, man, some of them transfer. You don't necessarily see it. This is the number 1 player overall. Right. That's the number 1 quarterback. This is very different. ESPN doesn't typically get that wrong. You can start going down the list of number 1 players that were quarterbacks off ESPN. A lot of national championship in there. A couple Heisman trophies here and there. So to have the number 1 player, I think that's what we need to focus on more. Not the number 1 quarterback. You got the number 1 player that's playing quarterback. This is almost like when you got Drew Henson. And I think he's a better quarterback than even Drew Henson was, at least in high school.
Does he start next year right off the bat?
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
This is if you're going to convince me that this is the new era, he got to start right away. I don't need.
He got to.
How about the kid that's already been waiting all year?
He's transferring.
He's gone, and it's just a harsh reality of what college football is today. There is no competing. There's no competition. Bryce Underwood is not here to compete. Bryce Underwood is here to be the starting quarterback in spring ball. Day 1. Handed the job. And you say handed the job. Yes, you are the quarterback here. There is no competition. There's no quarterback competition. We're not going to see how you do it. That is just where we are in college football today. And, if you want to have the conversation right now, we can do it. I've talked to a bunch of people over the last 24 hours that is like, man, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, 12 million, 10 million, 8 million, 2 million, 1.5 million, whatever the millions is. Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's just makes me feel kind of like, I'm like, grow up, man.
Right, it's how the game is played.
You have to live in the year you're living in. And right now, last I checked, this is 2024 where high school athletes get paid to go to college. You cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's out forever. It is out for the time being. Will there be some sort of regulation in the future? Will there be some sort of salary cap? Will there be some sort of anything? Sure, fine. But Michigan football is a multi-billion-dollar business. If you want to peel off $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year to have a good football team, that's what you've got to do to have a good football team. I am here for it. I don't love it. It's not the greatest thing in the world to me. I loved college football when it was for the quote-unquote love of the game.
Pure.
But that game is gone.
It's gone.
If you want to be on board with 2024 football, you have to do what you got to do. You could be Michigan and do this, or you could be Michigan State and have no program whatsoever. They have no NIL. They have nobody. Who's the basketball? Ishbia?
Yeah.
He's not coming to save them anymore. He did that once. He's not doing it again.
You don't think he will?
Yeah, I mean, he's not.
How about Tom Gores?
Nobody's got
Gilbert.
Nobody's got anything in place right now at Michigan State University.
They will.
So maybe they will, but maybe they won't. I'm just saying, Braylon, I'd rather be Michigan right now in 2024 than a team like Michigan State.
That's funny. Spartans caught a stray right there.
Right.
I absolutely.
Well, it's the truth.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Two things can be true. They caught a stray and it's true.
That's a studio audience.
What you'll see about this is NCAA made the rules where they allow colleges to pay their players or have systems in play just to pay players. It didn't have to be some type of NIL deal or some type of working student school, blah, blah, blah. They made it so that you can just come out and give a player a bag of money. He'll come to your institution. You know what they did, man? This little 12 playoff teams that they put in place that sounded so good, which is going to go to 16, I guarantee
Eventually,
you in 2 years.
It might go bigger than
It's
that.
still not going to matter because now that you can do this, who's going to win? It's still going to be the Blue Bloods. Who has the most money? Texas has the most money. Georgia has the most money. LSU has the most money. Michigan has the most money. So it's taking it right back to where we've been with the illegal stuff. The bigger teams, the bigger brands, the money dogs, they're still going to win these situations because Iowa can't do this. Minnesota can't do this. Arkansas can't do this. Ole Miss can't do this. Who can do this? Texas, Georgia,
A&M.
Florida,
Alabama.
USC.
Yeah.
Just want to read some super chats that have come in. Dante151. Michigan
love
has
it.
to make sure that they get good wide receivers for Bryce
Agreed.
Underwood no matter what. Michigan has to start Underwood because you paid him. Freddie Felt 313. I'm singing Mr. Brightside in my drawers right
Yeah.
now.
I love
G
it.
Major says we're not at LSU. They only offered him 1.5. Yo, Braylon, did he get to see Gladiator 2? Saw it yesterday. 7.5. Give me a quick ranking on Gladiator.
For today's time, I like 7.1.
Good. Back to Underwood. Sorry, Matt.
That's
Go
all right,
ahead.
bro.
Yep.
What you guys were saying about pay to play, that's every sport now.
Yeah.
It's very rare a Tampa Bay Rays is going to make it to the end line. I'm talking the pros versus the college. It's all the same now. You spend money,
Yes.
you are going to win. The
Yes.
Dodgers spent the most money, they won.
Yeah.
Whoever spends the most money in football, except if you're the freaking Lions who built I think football's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring in those big free agents, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're right.
The NFL
You're
has
right.
insulated
You're right. It is.
themselves from this type of.
Baseball, you got to spend to be in
Yes.
it. You really do. You really
No
do.
doubt.
Hockey, look at the Red Wings, the old Red Wings, where Ken Holland bought everybody. They did. They bought everybody. They had an
It's a
all-star
Hall
team.
of Fame team.
It's a Hall of Fame team. You can't. If you don't do that, you're not going to compete. And college football, college basketball, it's the same damn thing.
In a non-salary cap league, the teams that spend the most money will win.
Yep.
Period. End of story.
Yeah.
It's just that is to mix the Tigers in here. That's one of the things about the Tigers. You know, last year the way they were winning, the way they made the playoffs. What was the one thing we said? I don't know if I like this, because then it gives the organization a false sense of security, a false
Correct.
sense of hope that this
Oh,
is
we
how
can
they could
compete.
win. At the end of the day, the A's never won playing
No.
Moneyball. The Rays never won
Nope.
playing Moneyball.
Right.
The Tigers will never win playing Moneyball.
But look who
Facts.
won, the Dodgers.
The
Yeah.
Dodgers won. And who else was in there? The
Yankees.
And who
Top
else?
two.
Who was the second best team in baseball all year long? The Phillies.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
And who came on late? The Mets.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
no.
the
Facts.
truth, man.
No, this is real. You definitely have to pay, and the teams that are willing to pay. The only thing that's interesting is like you're going to start having some guys make more than first round draft picks.
100%.
Like to where we're getting now, like, and also a lot of these guys are going to be misses. A lot of these guys they're going to pay his money to are going to be misses, and then that's when it's going to get interesting. How do you collect on that? How do you not pay on that? What's the first team to defraud a player? And now
UNLV this year.
Yep.
Oh,
Their
yeah,
quarterback
there you
walked.
go. This year.
There you go.
They
Sure.
did not pay their quarterback, and he's like, bye.
he didn't put it in writing. He's a bonehead. But to your point,
They paid him
That-
like $2
that's
grand
exactly
out of
what
all of
happened.
it. Here's your $2 to start. No, I don't want $2 grand. I want my million.
no, to what Ryan says, actually, even though it was different, it's the truth. Guys are going to take off. Guys are going to leave. Like, this is
And
It's
you know
NFL
what?
junior.
heating up.
Braylon, you mentioned something that Nick Saban said a couple of weeks ago on College Game Day. He said you could pay players, but you got to pay the right players.
Yeah.
You got to pay the right players.
Otherwise, you're just going to end up getting fired.
There you go.
Look at Jimbo Fisher. At Texas A&M.
blew up.
How many people believe that Texas A&M was ripe in this
Yeah.
NIL market because they got all that oil money down there in Texas, and they just didn't have it. They didn't pay the right players.
This is the first time they've sniffed at playoffs this season, and they're 8-2.
Yep.
But again, it's
Do you think honestly, really think about
This is
this?
crazy.
This Michigan team that's won 5 games. You think this guy's going to come here and make them a 12-win team?
yes,
Yes.
because they are.
How?
They've got 4 first-round picks. The Michigan Wolverines in the 2025 NFL Draft will have 4 first-round picks.
Right.
This is a team without a quarterback. It's not a team without talent. You cannot play football at any level without the quarterback. You cannot play peewee football without a quarterback. You cannot play high school football without one.
You got to protect
college
them
in
too.
the NFL.
Yeah.
And they can, and he will also protect himself.
100%. Like, when's the last time you seen Michigan have a guy that, well, I guess J.J. McCarthy, but he didn't
Not
need
like
to.
this.
But he didn't. I agree, and he didn't need to. This guy down in Belleville that I watched last week, he can create his own space to get passes off. He can extend drives. He can extend plays. He'll help, Maz, I promise you.
And then, Maz, you got to look at what it's going to do for recruiting as well. This is only just the beginning.
You already see what's on the market in terms of the couple players that are about to flip and transfer.
Yeah.
Two being a linebacker, one being a wide receiver that was committed to LSU.
Transfer portal going to be crazy this year.
Can Sharon Moore coach his game?
That's the next part of this discussion that I think is worth noting.
Yeah.
I think Sharon Moore can. I think Sharon Moore can coach it. The question is, can Sharon Moore have a staff that puts Bryce Underwood in the best position to be successful? Because this staff, to me, and I love Ron Bellamy. Ron Bellamy is fantastic, but outside of him, I don't know another coach on the offensive staff that has really done anything.
They haven't.
Really. Outside of Bellamy, there's not a coach on Michigan's staff that really has impressed most Michigan fans. Kirk Campbell, to me, God bless him, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
But no quarterback for the guy.
But no quarterback. I'll give you that.
You can't even really stop on him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have anything.
It's a really hard...
But you couldn't make it work with Alex Orji.
Hold on, that's not fair. So we can sit here and criticize Sharon Moore, who doesn't have a quarterback and doesn't have a lot of things, but not extend that same criticism
I don't even know
to the
Kirk
offensive
Campbell.
court.
I don't even know what he looks like.
Yeah, but you know what the offense looks like under him. It doesn't matter what you have to figure it out. And this is a Big Ten that wasn't necessarily that good.
Here's why I have faith in Sharon Moore, that what he can do, because he's done it as an offensive coordinator, so he knows exactly what he wants. We know he can cook the meal. We know he can do it in game. He did it against Ohio State. He did it against Penn State. He did it in the Big Ten championship game. We have seen that. But now we have to see him delegate this stuff. That is it's not you anymore. It's what responsibilities you delegate to other people.
Right.
And in Kirk Campbell, I think there's a lot of question marks offensively regarding that.
At the end of the day, Michigan is a destination now. Two things. I'm talking about for coaches. Two things. One, you got the number one player in the country coming next year in Bryce Underwood, who's the quarterback. You don't think a lot of these offensive coordinators are chomping at the bit to be able to implement their system for Bryce Underwood so that they can show how talented they are behind the number one player? And I think also, too, a lot of offensive coordinators and coaches, they see that Michigan wants to spend the bread. Like if I'm a coach, in this day and age, you want to know that the school you're going to, they spend the bread. Michigan spending the bread, you're going to get the players. It makes it easier to come here as an offensive coordinator because you'll get the talent as well. So I think Sharon will have success because I think coordinators, they want to come coach Bryce Underwood. They want to be a part of it.
This is one of the most fascinating recruits in the history.
Can he start next Saturday?
I wish.
In the history of Michigan football, I think this is the biggest recruit coming in.
He has
Him
the
and
potential
Chris
to be.
Webber, maybe?
Yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Chris Webber.
But the fact that you got Chris Webber, like,
Yeah.
like
You kept him.
that's
you kept
the,
him in the state too.
Yeah.
That's the territory you're in. This is that type of player.
Braylon Edwards, that is a incredible example because what Chris Webber did by bringing everybody, I think Bryce Underwood is going to do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
And this team is going to win. This team is going to win for him.
But I want to say this. Chris Webber, he brought the Fab Five. Michigan football is different than basketball. That's you need an entire team. You need 11 guys on each side of the field. That's just the starters. And this team, to me, is without those 4 first-round picks, has been devoid of talent this year, if you're asking me. The games that they have played this year, I'm not even interested in watching them. How could a team this down
You're not wrong.
go that
But
up?
great talent is a magnet for other great talent. When Chris Webber came here, now you have the number 7 player in the country, Jalen Rose, who's down the street. Oh, my brother's going to Michigan. Cool, I'm coming. That's a magnet. Juwan Howard, who's the number 5 player out of Chicago. Now he comes. And then Jimmy King. And then I always forget Ray Jackson. Then Ray Jackson.
But that's 5, Brett.
Poor guys always forget.
But it's the same. I remember it eventually. But it's the same thing with Bryce Underwood. If I'm a player and I'm looking around the landscape and I'm saying, 1, Michigan has the money. 2, now they got the guy. This is Bryce Underwood. He's supposed to be the next Trevor Lawrence or the next Vince Young, insert quarterback here that's won the national championship and the Heisman. Well, I want to go play for him because Michigan also has money. So now Michigan has to use this momentum and just go get the players that want to come here.
Right.
Players now want to come here to play with Bryce Underwood. Michigan still just won the national championship.
I know.
That's not too far removed. So I think now just go pay those guys that want to come here that you have scouted.
I hope you're right.
That can play.
I hope you're
All
right.
these players that are, up for spots at Michigan or Ohio State or USC or Texas or wherever, LSU, these guys want their money, there's no doubt, but they also want to play in big games on big stages.
They want to win, yeah.
And, how are you going to do that? Which player, which university can I go to? Where can I go where I'm going to maximize my own potential, my own visibility? And now that clearly, the University of Michigan is clearly that spot.
Yeah. No, quick question, because
Sure.
I know it's early in the process, but of course we've been getting this all day in terms of, okay, Michigan is on the clock now, which is true. But going into 2025, what is a reasonable expectation for this team? Is it you have to make the playoff? Is it you need to be competing for a national championship with a freshman quarterback? What is your expectation going into next year to where you'll feel like this will be a success, at least for Sharon Moore?
Playoff.
Yeah.
Playoff. It is. I mean, because now if you need a right tackle, you know what you can go do? Go get a right tackle.
Yeah.
You need a defensive end, you know what you can do? Go get a defensive end. You don't need to recruit another high school kid ever.
Yeah.
If I was a coach, too, outside of skill positions like a quarterback, when you have a Bryce Underwood or a wide receiver, like maybe you got a Marvin Harrison out there, I wouldn't even mess with the 17-year-olds and the 18-year-olds. I'd go for the 20-year-olds, the 21-year-olds.
That's a good point, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd treat it like a professional operation.
So you don't want to build it like the Lions built it.
No, I don't.
You don't
And
have time for that.
you think that slapping players together is going to work?
I do in college football because I in college
Ohio
football
State
I do. Look at what Notre Dame's doing right now is slapping a 23-year-old quarterback out there.
And they're not going to do anything.
Well, I mean they're
Playing good football.
playing good football. They're probably going to be in the playoff. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
look at what Oregon did, slapping a roster together. They lose Bo Nix. What do? Oh, let's go get Dylan Gabriel.
And you have to do a
You
mixture
know?
of both. Like
Yeah.
you have to have a foundation in place, and then you can do both. I think the teams that have a foundation in place and then can slap some players here and there, they have a real shot. Georgia can do it. Oregon can do it because they've been here for the last 5, 6, 7 years. Michigan, hell, as bad as this season is, I guarantee it's going to look a lot different next year. Ohio State can do that. You can't just do what Deion did in Colorado and try to make this work.
Right.
But you got to have something in place already.
All right, let me ask you this. Herschel Walker tried to come to the NFL as a junior.
Mm-hmm.
They blocked that, so the USFL was born. Do you think juniors will be allowed to go to the NFL in the next 2 years?
Soon.
At this point in the game. Because how long do you think this kid's going to stay here?
Probably 2 to 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, at the max.
Well,
He won't
because
do
you
all
have to
4.
be a college junior or third year,
He's
3
got-
years removed from high school.
3 years.
You don't think that rule's going to change?
No, I don't. I don't think the kids would want it to change because you could make more money in college than you could. In fact, I think it could go the other way even. People are going to try to stay
Challenge.
in college longer. Mm-hmm.
That would be fine for me.
Yeah.
Look at
If they
Hunter
stayed.
Dickinson.
Yeah, but Hunter Dickinson is one going to be a first-round pick.
I
in the
don't know
NBA.
about first round, but he'll get
I
drafted.
mean, it's all backwards. This
Yeah.
is this. I don't even know what sport we're
Right,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
anymore. To be perfectly honest with you.
You'll never see a player challenged to go after his junior year. I think I wasn't a part, but I was in college when that happened. Maurice Claret challenged Mike Williams after he won, jumped on, and then the NCAA went to Supreme Court and was like, hell no. And then the NFL jumped on because the NFL didn't want that to happen. The NFL doesn't want that to happen. So players like Ryan said, that's like, I can make this money here. I don't need to do this. Donovan Edwards, why do you think he came back?
Yeah.
Blake Corum, he wanted to win a national championship, but a large part of that, too, that brand was big. And he did a lot of good with that brand, whether it was money for himself or money to give out. He came back for that NIL money, and he gave a lot of it out to charities and notable causes.
What I do think will happen in the future is there will be a partnership with the UFL, I believe, where you have these either rookie quarterbacks or veteran or guys backup quarterback, because the quarterback play in the NFL is terrible. Mm-hmm. I think you'll have the quarterbacks be allowed to go work out in the UFL, and especially the younger players, the rookies, go do a season of UFL.
The
and then
UFL
come
is
back.
just older college kids.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And guys that just want to stay and play the game.
I think that'll be some sort of
NCAA is just older college kids that just want to stay and play
right.
the
I think
game.
that'll be some
They
sort
make
of
more money than the UFL.
development league ultimately. But it's fascinating to see what's happening absolutely with college football. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Lions on the road this week at Indianapolis to face the Colts. Lions unbeaten on the road this year, the only NFL team to do that. We'll check in with them. But first, the message from Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential, and also we want to keep reminding you that it's fitness that fits into your budget. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you because it's the gym for everybody. It's squeaky clean, and also any membership that you sign up with, it comes with a trainer, so you can get your workout on, get your swole on, and also you can do it at your own pace because there's no judgment here. You come on, you get your workout in. It's no judgment at Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
And listen, we might be out of this stuff if we continue to win, man. We might be out of these bottles before the end of the regular season. 1800 Tequila, man. It's the best taste in tequila in the official Tequila Woodward Sports Lions watch parties and post-game show. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every single Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. And we going to celebrate all those wins with smooth 1800 Tequila. Proud sponsor of your and our Detroit Lions. And please, y'all, drink responsibly.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
U-D-M-L-I-N, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Boy, you ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're gonna buy the kneecap off.
Inside a Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly, hey.
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford, a network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, $5,000 right off the top. Call Mark White and Associates today, 248-290-8242. You can try them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, Mark White and Associates, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
And let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy a $20 haircut special, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of our $20 haircut special as well. Just scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You guys do a good job of honing in on, the game in front of you, and I do think I think we really, I think we like being on the road, too. We love home. You get your home crowd, and believe me, we're all about that. But there's also something about the challenge of going on the road, and it's just you. It's just us. And when you do something good, you don't hear anything, until our fans start going. But that's kind of what you're shooting for, man. Let's go make a play that shuts this whole place down, and gets it quiet in here. And so I just think there's a little bit of a mindset about it. We appreciate that. And we like the challenge of it.
I love the road warrior mentality aspect of this. Look, man, I'm a kid born in 1983. I loved wrestling when I was growing up. There were 3 tag teams you could cheer from if you're from my area. There was the Rockers, okay? There was the Heart Foundation, or there was the Legion of Doom, a.k.a. the Road Warriors when they first started, NWA. Hawk and Animal. And you know what they were? They were ruthless, but they were precise. They would beat you down. They would take you through. They would keep the foot on the gas the whole match, not let you breathe. They would execute you fast so that you had nothing left, man. And that's what the Lions are doing. They're undefeated on the road. How many games now?
Well, 5-0.
This is what the Detroit Lions do. They come into your house, they kick in the front door, they kick in the crib, and they sit you down and they say, hey, it's going to be a long day. They take your fans out of the equation, and then they execute football. Even with the Texans game, they did it in the second half. This is what the Lions do. I love the analogy. You got me fired up thinking about wrestling back in the day.
Here you go, boys.
Oh, there you go, the Road Warriors.
Paul Ellering.
And then they had to go to LOD when they went to WWF. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's right.
I just found out we're getting Kenny Albert this week.
Kenny Albert. Well, it's your favorite, Maz. It's your NFC-AFC matchup.
There it is.
Kenny Albert. NFC games always, the cross-conference games always.
They gross me out.
They stink.
Why do they gross you out so much?
Just don't like the AFC.
It's no
I like
groove.
my league.
It just seems like no rhythm, like no groove.
It's my league. Give me my NFC, and that's the end of it.
I got you.
One of the reasons the Lions have been better on the road this year, great on the road, unbeaten on the road, is because defense travels. And part of that defense is first-round pick Terrion Arnold. Here's what Terrion Arnold says about the competitiveness that he's added to this team.
Pretty good about putting things behind him, negative plays behind him, going to the next one, and you have to be able to do that at the cornerback position. I think he can put it back, go to the next play, learn from what just happened, and continue to play. I mean, that's what we talk about all the time, man. Just go in there and compete again. Compete for the next play, and he's done that. And for a young guy, that's important. Quarterback and cornerback, you have to be able to do that, probably more so than any of the positions. Look, he's getting better and better every week.
That's Dan Campbell talking about Terrion Arnold, just the attitude that he's brought to this offense.
Shout out to Megatron walking by right now. See you over there, Calvin. You know who leads the league right now? He's looking here.
Hey.
Number 2 in the league right now in man-to-man coverage snaps is Carlton Davis II. You know who's number 1?
Who?
Terrion Arnold is number 1 in the league right now in man-to-man snaps. There is a reason why Dan Campbell and these guys went out and got Terrion Arnold out of Alabama is because they wanted to use him in man-to-man. They trust him. They know he has no problem being matched up one-on-one. He know he doesn't have a problem in man. When you play defense like Aaron Glenn is playing right now, you got to have a man cover corners. You got two of them. So shout out to Terry Arnold. We haven't heard his name a lot in the last 6 games, which is good. He's playing man-to-man coverage snaps, and he's getting it done.
He is a talker, too. I love it. I mean, this kid is like a vintage pro already. We're 11 games into the season, 10 games into the season, and he is just showing out. And Dan Campbell's been on his wagon since the beginning of the season. When he was getting flags thrown at him, Dan's like, I'm not worried about that kid. I'm not worried about Terrian. And it shows. The guy puts these coach staff, they coach these guys up so well and put the confidence in them. And they tell them, look, go out and play your game. I don't care about the flag. Go out and play your game. They're going to teach him how to get that flag because Aaron Glenn was one of the better guys back in the day how to play in the secondary. So there you have it, man. That's why these kids can go out and they play with, my favorite line, they play with house money.
No, real talk, like Maz, the reason why, you're absolutely correct, the reason why Dan Campbell gives him that trust is aggressive, good defensive corners. It just takes him a second to get used to the next level. Like, he was where he wanted to be at Alabama. When I was in New York, I was playing with Darrell Reeves, and I was playing with Antonio Cromartie. These guys, very physical, very aggressive. A lot of flags could be called, but they legitimately, they push the edge. They push the edge, see how far can they go before the ref figures out. Also smart players, like I think Terry and Arnold is as well. And when you get in those games, they know when to taper down. They know when not to, that extra tug or turn when the ball is coming so that it's not a pass interference. So he's getting better and better, but it's trust.
This team gets off the field, too. Mm-hmm. When you think about defensively, how about this stat? 110 possessions for the other team. Only 14 of those 110 possessions have been 10 plays or more.
Wow.
That is insane.
Yeah.
14 of 110 possessions have resulted in drives that are 10 plays or more.
And you know Jack Fox is nailing those punts. When he does punt, they're inside their own 20 most of the time.
They give him opportunity.
Yeah. Field position. That goes back to just this team being, playing complementary football. Everybody does what they have to do in order to put themselves in the best position to win football games. And it's just such an incredible unit to watch, like literally one unit. I know 3 phases are one. They all work together.
Did you see the stats I put up there, Pete? Throw them up there. They're like first in almost every single category, and we'll put this up here in just a second.
Hang on, bro. Sorry, I'm having a little issue here. Go ahead. Keep talking. Sorry, man.
I got a question for you
little
guys.
Freeze going on.
Maz, you want me to ask you a question?
Yeah.
Ryan, +7 the Colts are against the Detroit Lions. Obviously, Colts won last week against a horrible team that I used to play for. Horrible, absolutely horrible team. But you're talking about a prime condition, Anthony Richardson, big quarterback, fast quarterback, Jonathan Taylor, great running back. Is there any worry about this game, or is there anything weird strike you about this game as you're kind of going over their head? Like, is there anything?
No.
Okay.
I'm answering for him.
There's
nothing.
There's just not, because I think the Lions always make it about themselves. They do. And you're looking at, a post from the 33rd team that put all of the categories, the Lions rank first in the NFL. Points, point margin, yards per pass, drops, not drops, lack
least amount of drops.
Yeah.
It just goes down the line.
Explosive plays.
How spectacular this team has been this year. And it stems from an attitude. And I can't, I know it's almost boring to talk about it like this, but it's who they are. They know that Indianapolis is a desperate team. They're 5-6. They're coming in. They believe they're still playing for a division. Maybe they're playing for a wild card. They're alive. Their quarterback is a lot better, this version of him, than the before the benching. And they're a good football team. But this is all about the Lions. And I think a lot of people on the outside would say, oh, trap game.
Yeah.
You got the Bears on Thanksgiving.
They don't exist anymore.
Not for this team.
Trap games don't mean anything to this team. Yeah. There's no trap game anymore.
Not for this team. I don't believe it does. So definitely interesting. Hey, guys, we've got Indianapolis Colts. The voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor, coming up top of the hour. In the meantime, shall we do a little Fill in the blank Friday.
Let's
Fill in the
do
blank
it.
Friday. You guys
Yeah.
want to play along?
I'd love to.
All right, here we go. Little fill in the blank Friday questions, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Let me back you up a little bit.
Ooh, that
The
text is small.
Lions have had an interception in 10 straight games to start the season. They will have blank INTs versus the Colts. Braylon?
Terry and Arnold will get his, as well as Brian Branch. I'm going with 2.
Ooh, Tom Mazaway.
I'm going to go with 3 and throw Kirby Joseph in there. Give me 3 against A-Rich.
Hurt me. KG?
I got 2, man. We keep calling for that Terrion one, and that's cool. Hopefully he does get it, but definitely got Big Curb getting one, and dare I say, Malcolm Rodriguez.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pete Spivak?
Throw me down for 2, my friend. You might as well stick with Kirby Joseph and give me Terry and Arnold also for a pick 6. Yes, I'm calling that one.
Pick 6.
That's
All right,
right.
I'm going to say 1. I'm going to say 1 interception.
Attaboy.
Maybe it's Jack Campbell. I don't know. The Lions' defense has not allowed more than 1 passing touchdown in a game this season. They will allow blank touchdown passes versus the Colts. Tom?
1. We're going to throw him 1. They're going to throw to that kid Downs. Downs, I think it's Josh Downs, if I'm not mistaken. Playing good ball for Indy. I think him and A-Rich hook up probably in the second quarter, beginning of the second quarter,
There you go.
and that'll be the end of it.
Braylon?
I think 2. I think this will be the first game that they give up 2. I think they'll give up 1 to maybe Downs, maybe Pierce. And I think the second one would be some type of quick pass to Jonathan Taylor where he gets the last 7 yards of the leg. So I'm saying 2.
Spivak?
Say 1. I think that the Lions corners are going to shut down everything that the Colts can throw, and they might get lucky one time, but I will say 1.
Numero uno. They might get one off to Alec Pierce, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. I don't mess with history. I don't mess with trends. So I, too, am going to say 1.
Or none.
1 or none.
I mean,
one
they
or
held
less.
Jacksonville to 6 points last week.
That
I know
is-
different team. But.
And, you know, the one thing, Anthony Richardson does like to sling it around a little bit. He likes to throw it up there. So, I mean, he's not shy now.
Yeah.
He's not going to be shy.
They're going to be one-dimensional. They'll have no choice.
Absolutely. The Lions have scored 40 or more points in 4 of their 10 games this season. Detroit will score blank versus the Colts, looking for a more than or less than 40.
More.
More than 40.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Bray.
I see what I see. The Colts are a better team. The defense is a lot better than Jacksonville Jaguars, but this team is a team that's in rhythm. Even if he throws an interception or 2, I think this team is on offense. They're definitely in rhythm. I'm going with 40. I mean, this has just become the norm. So I'm going more.
I'll say under, but not by much. I'm going to say they're in the 30s.
You're going to say less than.
Less than.
Okay.
Thank you. Less than. No cap.
KG.
No cap. Yeah, I got less than as well. 38 I got him at.
Give me the over. There, I say 42 points. You know, because
That's exactly where I was at.
Jake
42,
Bates
43.
is going to hit at least 1 field goal to put him over. What do you say there, Bray? You
40,
agree?
yeah, I agree 100%.
I appreciate it, my friend. Bry guy?
I'm just saying.
You know, they had 7 possessions last week.
That's 10 points a
and
quarter.
scored
Yeah.
7 touchdowns.
Right.
They can't possibly keep
But
that
they were
up.
indoors. Oh, they're indoors this week.
Doors again.
It is insane.
I was
think what
told they
they've
can't
been
keep
doing.
up this pace. I was told.
You've been hanging out with Neil too long.
Yes, I have.
Even the backups came in and led the team to a field goal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say more than. I just think the team is
That's great.
really, they don't care who you are. They're not going to run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle. Just they're not getting cheated. They don't get cheated.
So more or less.
More. More than.
We gotta start keeping these on Monday, man, because I feel like I'm always right, man. I don't
Write it down,
always
man.
feel like you're right.
Write your stuff down. I'll keep them.
You always feel like you're right.
Amon-Ra
I do write
St.
it
Brown.
No, I say you always feel like you're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am right.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
If he's not right, he got cheated.
Right.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Sound about right.
Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery have scored a touchdown in the same game 8 different times. All 3 players blank, looking for a will or will not score versus the Colts.
Yeah, Will. Why not? Why not? At this point, the only way they're not going to score is if they're not allowed in the game. That's it. If they're in the game, they're going to score.
Yeah,
sorry.
Is this great or what, Braylon?
We should do this game when we have the voice of the Colts on. I want him to answer some of these questions.
There you go.
That'll be fun.
Oh my God.
Good idea, Tom.
He ain't gonna want to do that.
Braylon?
Will not.
Will not.
They will not. I think Jameer, I think Amon-Ra scores this game. I think Jameson scores.
Guys, I'm going to say will. I'm just going to stick with history, and just until it stops happening, I'm just going to stick with what works.
KG?
To be different, I will say will not. Let's substitute the sun guy with J-Mo.
But he'll score 2.
Yeah, man, you might be right. You're probably right.
I think Laporta's going to score too, to be honest.
Everybody's getting some scores.
Everybody get a touchdown.
It'll
be like Oprah.
Listen, if you answered will not, and I'm going to answer will just because, I mean, if they're going to score 40 points, which one of these 3 is not going to score?
Right.
You know, if they're going to score 35 points, which one of these guys is not going to score?
Could be Tim Patrick. You never know.
So I guess my question is, Amon-Ra St. Brown has scored a touchdown in 8 straight games. Will he score a touchdown?
Dave Montgomery has not. He's been the one that's been iffy, and it's crazy because he has 10 touchdowns.
He got 2 last week.
Understood.
But under 100 yards.
And that's why I didn't have him on this week.
He's the guy on the opening drive. Mm-hmm. He's the opening drive. So you score an opening drive touchdown, it's Montgomery.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a fact.
That's a fact.
He does start the games.
You know.
Do you like what they do?
Switching
I know it
the running
works.
back.
Yeah,
I do like
you,
what they
you don't
do.
like once like last week, Jameer ran for remember that 60-yard run he made? He made a 60-yard run.
Yeah, I remember.
And then the next play they ran him again off tackle, and he got like 2. I mean,
I didn't like that.
Don't you bring in the fresher back off a 60-yard run?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I wouldn't have turned around and given him the ball after he ran full
They did.
speed for 60 yards.
Then they gave it to him again.
And he got some yards now.
It was positive, right?
Oh my God!
I'm not going to complain.
No.
I'll take it.
You sounds like you're complaining
All
a
right.
little bit. I'm
Sounds
just
good.
saying.
Sounds like everything is perfect. There's nothing to talk about, so we're complaining about it.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds
We find
like.
this stuff.
I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it kind of, heaven forbid, is. But if I had to rank my, for sure, 1, 2, and 3.
Dave Montgomery's number 1.
David Montgomery's number 1.
Gibbs.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is number 2, and then Gibbs is number 3.
It's the big 3.
I was just trying something different. I didn't want to be boring.
Right. Me too.
Everybody's gonna score. There you go.
That's what I'm going with.
I
That's
said
what I'm
5
going with.
last week.
Yeah.
All right. The biggest game on the NFL schedule is
I got a good one.
Green Bay. 49ers.
I got a good one.
You know what I'm picking.
What are you picking?
Is the Harbaugh Bowl this week?
Vikings and Bears. I love that game.
Yeah.
At Chicago, maybe a little snow. 2 NFC North teams. And then, of course, the Packers play the Niners at 4 o'clock, 4:30. So those are the only 2 games I care about besides ours.
The Harbaugh Bowl, but like that doesn't. Man.
That's a Monday.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Green Bay and 49ers.
Green Bay. KG, you got one?
I'll say Eagles Rams. Why not?
Eagles Rams is a really
It is a good one.
interesting one.
That's a Sunday night.
Yeah, that's a really interesting game because I think the Eagles.
Don't give you away yet. We have to go over
Well,
those
I know.
games.
I'm just talking out loud.
All right.
The Rams really disappointed me the other night.
Yeah.
They really disappointed me the other night. But obviously, the Green Bay Packers could bury the San Francisco 49ers and leave them for dead this week.
That's true.
So I would say it's the Green Bay 49er game. Pete?
And leading off of that, I think the game of the week for me, Cardinals at Seahawks. You want to see who's going to take over the NFC. Actually, the Cardinals really have a chance to put a grip on the NFC West, and that would put them a game and a half in front of everybody who's kind of bunched together in that 5-5 territory. Cardinals have a huge chance this week to take control of the NFC West. That's my game.
I like that game a lot, and I like the Arizona Cardinals in that game.
There you go. I do too.
Up-down theory in the NFL. Seattle's riding high a little bit, and I like Arizona.
Where's the game at?
It is at Seattle.
Oh, it is?
It's at Seattle.
Oh, yeah, I got it on the sheet here.
Yeah, but y'all just we got our picks.
All right, guys. Michigan. Getting Bryce Underwood is blank. Braylon Edwards.
Legendary. It's legendary. You talk about what this landscape is, what you have to do for a team that doesn't do this well, for a team that said this isn't a transactional institution, it's a transformational, knew nothing about the NIL. It seemed like LSU, who knows so much, and has like their stars on the sideline that they do during the game is ridiculous. LSU has a lot of stars. But anyway, to get Bryce Underwood in this climate at the last second, you said it's probably the number one we've gotten since Chris Webber. I'd say legendary.
Maz?
It's not going to fit in a sentence, but I'll say it's about time that they made a move like this.
Yeah.
Finally.
KG?
In my Donald Trump voice, I will say it's huge. It's huge. I mean, they've never had a prospect like this. They comparing this kid to Vince Young.
You said it's about time, man?
Yeah.
Like what?
It's about time they went out and got a guy like this and kept him in state.
Right.
I like
It's
it.
about time that they jumped Ohio State, and got the guy. I'm tired of hearing like Ohio State got number 1, 2, 3, number 6. We never hear that about Michigan. You really don't hear that about Michigan.
Absolutely.
And you finally do.
This is a guy we expect to be competing for Heisman's and championships.
They're on the map.
So,
I agree,
No
man.
doubt.
I will say shocking, and I want to be careful about the word shocking. That's not a rip. I'm just saying that the plan that was put together by all the money that was backing this whole movement, I'm actually kind of shocked, happy shocked that they got it done. So I will say it's shocking in a good way.
I like shock. I like shock 100%. I am shocked as well. I'm shocked that Michigan and alums can work together.
Right.
Right?
Like one thing about Michigan, look, we got a lot of money, we got a lot of people, there's so many individual self-entities. There's not a lot of working together. Say, hey, I want to do it or I'm out. Or I want to be the one or I'm out.
You think Stephen Ross had anything to do with this at all?
I don't know.
I think they're all talking. I think they're all talking and working together. That's what I will say. He may not put up any money yet, but I think they're all talking. They're finding out who has it, who's going to put in on it, what they should side with. I think they're talking now, and that's what I'm shocked about. So I like shock.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm going to say program saving.
Ooh,
nice.
Like it.
In this NIL landscape, who is Michigan? What is Michigan? What we think Michigan to be and what we project Michigan to be could have been two different things. Did you want to be a quote-unquote blue blood? Do you want to be significant in the next phase, in the next era of college football? Or do you want to rest on your laurels on what you think people believe you are? Or do you want to play ball in 2024 and beyond? And I think this really is program saving. I really believe that.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I like
Good
it.
answer.
It is.
That's where I'll be. Little college football question, and it's not a fill in the blank per se, but more of just a question. Which upset do you believe would be more meaningful this weekend? Indiana beating Ohio State or Army beating Notre Dame?
Nice.
Which would be
May
more
I?
impactful, more meaningful?
Go ahead, bro. You lead off.
No, you can lead up. I was going to, didn't Army and Notre Dame play already?
No.
Navy. They played
okay.
Navy.
Yeah, sure.
You can go ahead, man.
Army is unbeaten.
Poor Navy is going to get railroaded when they play Army in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. Shout out
The
to
Black Knights
shout
are
out to
pretty
Sean
good.
Jordan, man.
I got to go with Indiana because it's a shocking season for them. They're losing this program in college sports, and for them to be undefeated and be a 10-point dog or a double-digit dog, I think that would be the bigger upset, and I think it would be real fun to have Ohio State come into Michigan's game with a loss.
Yeah, I absolutely believe it's Indiana because regardless of what happens with Army and Notre Dame, I think it's a great story for Army, but who's the head coach of Notre Dame?
Mark Freeman.
Marcus
Freeman.
Freeman. Marcus Freeman's not getting fired. Notre Dame is Notre Dame. Notre Dame's always on the fringe of the playoffs. Notre Dame might have a few expectations here and there, but nobody comes in thinking that Notre Dame is going to win the national championship. Nobody before the season says that it's Notre Dame, maybe one or two other teams and everybody else.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's track was, maybe they can make the playoffs. And if they lose to Army, it is what it is. If Indiana beats Ohio State at the Shoe in Columbus, Indiana, Ryan Day's job is on the line.
Oh, yeah.
After they spend between $13 and $16 million in the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Day's job is on the line this week. So I think it would be more meaningful if Indiana upset Ohio State. what that could mean for the future of this season. I don't think Ohio State would be in the playoff if they got beat. I don't think I don't think Ohio State would keep Ryan Day as head coach if they lose. There'll be a lot on the line there.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong. No, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, but no, I don't think you're wrong at all in that. But I gotta say, Army, beating Notre Dame would be bigger just because of the history of service academies when it comes to actually competing for national championships. I think this is something that they were trying to sell people when they brought up this 12-team playoff. Like, oh, it's equal opportunity. Anybody can get in. I think this does good for college football if they can get an Army in the playoff, which if they beat Notre Dame, they will be in the playoff.
Yeah, no doubt.
Makes sense.
Very good, gang. All right, coming up next, we'll be joined by the play-by-play voice, radio voice. What's that?
I forgot. I didn't even answer.
Oh, you didn't? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. I cut you off.
Please.
No, it's all good. As much as you wanted to make it Army and Notre Dame, nobody cares about Notre Dame.
I tried, man. I tried.
I love it. Nobody south of the Mason-Dixon line knows who the hell the coach of Notre Dame even is. Like, it doesn't matter what they do. They've had 10 wins almost a bunch of seasons. Nobody cares about Notre Dame. I think it is that Ohio State game in Indiana. Indiana is a joke. Like, that's what they've been. Like, the whole of existence, they've been a joke. And now they got a chance to go ahead and beat them. Man, it's not the first time. Michael Penix Jr. almost beat Ohio State.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They fraudulent. They'll falter.
Yeah.
They have only 2 Big Ten titles all time, 45 and 67, and I think 45 was a 3-way
They've
split.
never had a national championship.
Right.
Army's got a couple national championships.
Yep.
Doc Blanchard.
There you go.
All right, guys, we're talking Lions, Colts next with Matt Taylor, Colts radio voice. We'll do it next. But first, a message from KDK Law. Dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, other family law issues. Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. 10-plus years of experience, 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you. KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
So does Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Do not miss Dr. Jeff. He joins us on Tuesdays on Big D Energy, 11 to 1. And, of course, he joins us every Thursday to break down and show you how to keep in the game. Got that special secret sauce for you, too. Check it out. He's our expert sports injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce, MichiganSportsandSpine.com, 248-426-9944.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
UDLIN, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. What, you ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
Inside of Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly, hey.
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford. A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Limited time only. I remind you, it is a limited time offer only. Signature wings are now here at Soroki's with the real fans' favorite. Lemon pepper is the flavor that you got to get. But all 7 of them, they are fire. They do crack. Get on these signature wings, man. It's football season. Wings and football, they go hand in hand. And also throw a little pizza in the mix. Soroki's got that too, as well as the crispy chicken and the honey biscuits. I keep telling you, it's with the real fans' favorite, because it's really with the real fans' favorite.
Hey guys, let me tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC Woodward Sports, and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage. That's right. If your significant other is hotter than you could win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. Find the best pic of her with the average looking you and post it on X or Instagram with the hashtag Woodward Tickets. Tag Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We will announce a winner on November 25th. Outkick your coverage from Woodward Sports and Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Ferndale and Dearborn.
Mavs, I got good news for you.
What do you got?
Your favorite player is Steph Curry, right?
You know it.
Well, you know what happened today? Kendrick Lamar dropped his brand new album, Gen X. You know why that matters to you? In 2015, Kendrick Lamar dropped his album, To Pimp a Butterfly. The Warriors won the finals 4-2 against the Cavs. In 2017, he dropped Damn. The Warriors won 4-1 against the Cavs. 2018, we know what happened there.
That's
2022,
factual, yeah. Yep.
Kendrick Lamar dropped Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers, they beat the Celtics 4-2. Kendrick Lamar dropped today,
Hoochie
and
mama.
the Warriors are currently number
You know what
one
that means,
in
right?
the West.
Steph will be the MVP, like I told you.
And you said it.
That is
and
cool.
you called it.
Yep.
You called it.
And I told you.
I told you.
Maz told us.
I told you it's going to happen.
Hey guys, Thursday Night Football last night. While we're waiting for Matt,
Fun game.
While we're waiting for Matt Taylor to talk about the Colts and the Lions, just what a game it was. I did not anticipate that kind of weather. That was like a late December, early January game in Cleveland.
We thought it would be flurries. We just thought it would be flurries.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it just kicked in.
I'm sorry.
I was going to send Pete a picture. I love when you get these weather. We played the Buffalo Bills in 2007 in December, and we got one of these games. Like, you couldn't see where first down was. Like, we won 8-0. There were 2 field goals and a safety. It was an ugly day, but fun game.
Did you guys notice how...
I told you the Browns would win.
You did. That's a great thing. I feel like I got robbed in my prediction.
You did.
I said Jameis under 215 and a half passing yards.
Yeah. Both of you said take the under, though.
And,
I did.
And
the last touchdown put it over.
21 points in the fourth quarter of that game.
That was nuts.
I mean, let me say this now. Cleveland won the game, okay? That might have been the worst clock management I have ever seen in the history of my life. That Kevin Stefanski, I have no idea what he was doing at the end of that game. First of all, Nick Chubb just gets 7 yards on a run, and then you pass when you have the lead. What do you do? I mean, Jameis Winston, 3rd and 2 in the snow. You have Nick Chubb in your backfield.
Yeah.
You drop Jameis back, 5-step drop to pass. He gets sacked, fumbled. Pittsburgh scores a touchdown in the. I have no idea. It's
mind blowing.
You're watching this and you're like, how?
But both teams, I'll tell you, look, the colors. I don't know what they just look great.
Yeah.
In the snow and the lights, it just. And Al Michaels, I'm sorry, and Kirk Herbstreit, they have lost their fastball. I mean, poor Al. I don't think he knows 3/4 of the things that are going on during the game. But I digress.
Absolutely. Guys, let's go down to Indy and join our good friend Matt Taylor, Colts radio voice on X at Maytay Colts. Been with the team since 2013, full-time radio voice in 2018. Matt, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for the time.
I'm doing good, guys. What's going on?
Well,
What's up, Matt?
You know what? We're loving life over here in Detroit, Matt, because we're not so used to having a good football team around here, and you feel like in 2024 the best football team in the NFL resides in Detroit. That's how we feel anyway. When you look from a 30,000-foot view, what do you see?
I see a lot of yikes from the Detroit Lions. They are really, really complete. I mean, it's one of those experiences for me as the guy that covers the Colts every week and covers the AFC. You know, a team like the Lions where you see them once every 4 years. They play at Lucas Oil Stadium once every 8 years. You kind of have to play catch up a little bit. And for me this week, there's been a lot of like, wow, how good are they type of moments in terms of the research on guys like Jared Goff, who's had 5 games this year where he's completed at least 80% of his passes. Amon-Ra St. Brown has a touchdown catch in 8 straight games. Jamison Williams is number 2 in the NFL in yards per catch, behind Alec Pierce, by the way, who plays for the Colts. You know, the 2 great runners in Gibbs and Montgomery. The defense, I know, has had a lot of injuries, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's all about points, and you know, you're only giving up 17 points per game. You know, you're a little susceptible to the pass, but it's not killing you, right? It's not causing you to lose games because the takeaway numbers are really good. The interceptions have been very prevalent, especially by those 2 back-end safeties. So I think this is, without question, the most complete team the Colts have faced and maybe will face all season long. I think the Lions are that good, and they have that much respect around here in Indianapolis coming into this game.
Matt Taylor, Braylon Edwards here. Coming into the season, I know the Colts probably had a different destination for what their season would look like, bringing Anthony Richardson back. But it's been a little bit of bump and rolls, up and down. Anthony Richardson's in, he's out. Joe Flacco's in, and obviously he gets benched because of his comments, speaking of Anthony Richardson. But you did get a win last week against the Jets. You're 5-6 now. What is the energy around the Indianapolis Colts right now after a win last week? Anthony Richardson coming off a really decent performance by him.
Yeah, I think it's a really good question. I think it just speaks to how one win in this league can change things, and hopefully it kind of changes the trajectory of this Colts season, because they've got 6 games to go, and they're only 1 game out of the last wild card spot as of right now. And if you look at their schedule outside of this weekend on Sunday against the Lions, it's pretty manageable, right? I know the game's not played on paper and things like that, but you know, the final stretch of games are against teams like New England and Jacksonville and Tennessee and the Giants. There's a big game coming up against the Broncos. That'll be kind of like a wild card berth, you know, playoff implication type game. But I think the Colts are hoping to get on a little bit of a run here towards the end of the season and build off of what they did last week against the Jets. And, you know, the naysayers are going to say, well, you needed to come from behind win to beat a lowly Jets team that's obviously going through a lot of hard times right now, both the quarterback and off the field stuff and within their front office. But if you just look at it from a one-day capsule, you know, you saw a Colts team win a game that maybe 2-3 weeks ago they don't have the ability to win, because Anthony Richardson played the best he has in a Colts uniform last Sunday. They really did some nice things on offense. You know, him specifically, he was 20 out of 30 in the passing game. He threw for a career-high 272, career-high 66% completion percentage. His passer rating was a career-high. And what you saw was, I think, the Colts finally embracing what Anthony Richardson is and who he is and how he needs to play in order to be successful. And I think it's been a catch-22 since he was drafted with the injury last year to the shoulder, and it's been like the franchise dilemma. How much do we put him in harm's way and risk injury because of what he means to the success of this team going forward? But he's not going to get time on task if he doesn't play and you don't utilize him in the ways that you drafted him for when you pick him up fourth overall, right? Running the ball, design runs, that dynamic ability to run and pass. And so I thought last week was like the handcuffs came off a little bit, right? I think everybody understands like this, we have to use him to his abilities, and we have to play to his strengths. And right out of the gate, the very first play of the game last week was a design run. He had 10 design runs last week, and they were smart on. And when they dialed those up, they were a lot of third down. They were red zone. They were goal to go situations. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. So I think from a schematic standpoint, they found the sweet spot with Anthony Richardson, and Richardson himself, I think, put out some things last week that they can build on going forward, and we'll see, what that amounts to in these final 6 games of the season.
Hey, Matt, how did he handle that benching? He came back and played very well, and they won a game. But what was that couple of week stretch like for him? Did he handle it in a mature, professional way? Did he sulk? What was his reaction to that whole thing?
Yeah, I think he was disappointed by it. There's no question about it. But, at the end of the day, like, the guy's played 23 games now past high school. When you factor in his limited resume at Florida, and then last year he missed 12, 13 games with that injury. So, there's just a lot of time on task and a lot of moments that he has missed. And at the end of the day, like, he's still 22 years old, and he's still learning what it takes to get ready for games and prepare and go through the grind. And I think, he needed to be sat down. Shane Steichen talked about that a couple of weeks ago. He needed to be sat down and needed to be, I think it needed to be told to him, and he needed to understand, hey, you need to go through this process. Attention to detail needs to be better. And all the stuff and all the conversations you have off the field, they matter when it comes to preparing for games and allowing you to prepare, or allowing you to play rather well on the field. So he handled it really well, said all the right things, and embraced the situation, handled it with a lot of maturity, a lot of class, certainly better than probably most of us would have at the age of 22. So I think that's something that we kind of forget a little bit, is that for the second straight year, he is the youngest starting quarterback in the NFL. So I think he learned a lot. I think he grew a lot, certainly matured a lot. And I think it's one of those situations that hopefully in the long run for him is going to serve him well.
Hey, man, let me stay in the backfield and ask you about a fifth-year guy, Jonathan Taylor. You see what he did his first 2 years, and in the second year he goes over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. I had him on his way to, if not being the best back in the league, being one of the 2-3 best backs in the NFL. But injury has set him aside. Injury, quarterback play, team play, etc. Where is Jonathan Taylor at right now, year 5? He started all 8 games this season. Where is he at right now? Because when he's healthy, he is a problem in this league.
Yeah, without question. I think he ranks 3rd in the NFL in rushing since he broke into the league in 2020. Right on par to be in that conversation with some of the best backs in the league, with Derrick Henry. You name it, Jonathan Taylor is, among the league leaders in all the major rushing categories. So, a year ago he had his off-the-field situation before the season with the contract. They ended up signing him to that big deal. And since then, there's been no issues with Jonathan Taylor on or off the field. The biggest thing is just the injuries, like you talked about. He's battled through wrists. He's battled through, ankles and knees. So that's going to be the only thing that ever holds Jonathan Taylor back, because he prepares like a menace. He's one of the best backs in the league when he's healthy. We're just waiting for that 2021 season, some of those moments to come back this year. That year was so spectacular, led the NFL in rushing, over 1,800 yards, had routinely over 100 yards rushing. So he is a threat with Anthony Richardson in the backfield to break it off at any point. And I think that's what you're seeing this year out of teams when they have Richardson and Taylor in the backfield at the same time, is teams are selling out first defensively to make sure that those two guys don't beat them. In saying that, the Colts need to do a better job of winning on the outside in the passing game with some of those one-on-one matchups, win outside the numbers, and be able to push the ball down the field. If they can be more threats in that part of the offense, then that's not necessarily going to lighten the box in terms of the overall numbers, but what it's going to do, you guys know this too, covering ball, what it's going to do is going to spread those guys out across the width of the field and then that'll open up the running game for Taylor and Richardson. But right now, teams are very much primarily selling out to stop the run. I'm sure that's what the Lions are going to do. That's going to be their main focus. Teams are saying, hey, Jonathan Taylor's, if we're going to lose, Jonathan Taylor's not going to beat us. He's not going to have a big game. But in saying that, again, when you pair up number 5 and number 28 in the backfield at the same time for the Colts, both those guys, incredible athletes, both of them sub-4 440s, they can be a big problem, and it just takes a little bit of a sliver of a gap for those guys to hit a big home run and change the complexity of a game.
Hey, Matt, Tom Mazaway here. Thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. We'll tell Dan Miller you said hi. I know you guys are buds, so we'll make sure we get that taken care of for you. Hey, the Lions are 3-0 against the AFC South, trying to go for the sweep. You basically just told me how you think they can beat the Lions. Now I'm going to ask you honestly, what chance do you give them to beat this Lions team?
Well, I don't know about any of that, but all I know is they're going to have to play their best football game of the season, right? They're going to have to play a full 60-minute game, and that's been the problem this year for the Colts. I mean, case in point, last week in New York, the defense for the Colts comes out like gangbusters. New York goes on their first 5 drives of the game, they go 3 and out or 4 and out. The Colts got a turnover on downs on defense in their first 5 possessions. I've never seen anything like it. The Colts were wrapping up on the outside. They were tackling real well. They weren't giving up big plays. I think on the first 5 drives of the game, the Jets had like 29 yards on 16 plays. Like, it's something ridiculous. But the fact is, the Colts, they got off to a good start offensively, but with the defense doing their thing, it's not like the Colts were up, 21-0 in the first half. They kept it a game with the Jets defense, and the Colts still gave up 27 points in that game to the Jets last week, right? That was still a season high in points allowed, or I should say a season high in points racked up by the Jets offense last week. So you think about it, the Colts gave up 27 points in really only about 32 minutes. The Jets didn't get their first down until the 2-minute warning, under the 2-minute warning of the first half. So that's what I'm talking about. The Colts play really good for stretches, but they still haven't played a full 60-minute game. And again, looking at some of the dominance of the Lions coming into this game, the second quarter is what really strikes me. I know you guys probably live this every week, but I mean, what are the numbers in the second quarter for the Lions this week? They scored like 120 points in the second quarter. They've outscored their opponents by 104 in the second quarter. So that's what they typically do, is they fill you out in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter they strangle you and then just blitz you, and then it's pretty much on cruise control. So I know they're scoring a boatload of points. The defense has been suffocating. Anthony Richardson's going to have to be at his best, and this Colts defense, I think it goes without saying, it's going to have to play its best game of the season to limit Jared Goff and that weaponry around him.
Great answer, man.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, KG in the sound booth. Glad to have you on the show. And I'm glad you brought up the defense, because I wanted to ask you about that, because on paper, this matchup isn't necessarily the best for you guys. One of the worst rush defenses in the league, and your pass defense also hasn't been very good this year. But despite that, you have a lot of talent on your defensive end. DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, Kwity Paye. You got Kenny Moore in the backfield.
Go Blue, by the way.
Oh, yeah, go Blue all day. But can you just, elaborate on what's been going on in the backfield despite you guys having so much talent underperforming?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think that's been the most perplexing thing about this defense all season long, is that, like you said, there are Pro Bowl players and there are Pro Bowl caliber players in all 3 levels of that defense. You just rattled them off, right? I think DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart are arguably the best defensive tackle duo in the NFL. And then you've got Zaire Franklin, E.J. Speed. Both of those guys can rush and cover, and they're tackling machines. And then in the back end, you've got Kenny Moore, who's maybe the best nickel corner in the game. And you've got Julian Blackmon, who's a savvy veteran. Nick Cross, who's coming on. Jalen Jones is really emerging in his second year at the cornerback position. So it's been really disappointing that, that defense is still giving up almost 150 rushing yards per game. They're still giving up, some big plays and some chunk yardage to some bad football teams. There's just too much talent on that side of the ball to be still living in the neighborhood that they're in right now, statistically. So, on any given day, the amount of talent within that defense can rise up and really give a team like the Lions a lot of problems, but, we just haven't seen it consistently, this year. So, to say that you have a lot of confidence that the Colts are going to be able to shut down the Lions, obviously you're not there. But I think there's, again, enough individual talent on that side of the ball to be special. They just have to, again, play their best game of the season on that side, and those individual parts are going to have to rise up, And I think also, too, if I can go on just a little bit of a tangent for this game coming up on Sunday for the Colts, the Buffalo Bills came in 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was a missed opportunity for the Colts. Colts fell in that game. I think they lost by 10. And obviously what Buffalo represents, they're one of the best teams in the AFC. The Lions are one of the best teams in the NFL, period. The Colts, I think the numbers are this year, the Colts they're 1-4. They're 1-5 against teams that have a winning record, and they are 4-1 against teams that have a losing record. So they're feasting on a lot of bottom feeders, and they have yet to make too many statements in the NFL this year. They can be, a team that can contend and has the potential to take down one of the best teams in the league. So from a statement standpoint, this is an opportunity for the Colts to, kind of declare where they are with Anthony Richardson late in the season, trying to get on a playoff push. But again, until you do it, it's just going to be conjecture.
No doubt. Hey, Matt, thanks so much. I'll tell you, man, looking at your schedule too, you got some winnable games down the stretch. Every game's winnable, but absolutely, you can get the 9, you're in.
Yep.
If you can get the 9, you're in. Absolutely. And by the way, these guys are always talking to me about C.J. Stroud in Houston. Man, I just think back to that game, Week 18 at Indianapolis. A pass right in the hands just dropped. C.J. Stroud in Houston don't happen if you can catch the ball on a 4th and 3.
Why are you bringing up those bad memories?
I'm just saying.
Why are you bringing up those bad memories?
They were close.
I bring it up to show you how close this league is, man. Just how close this league is. It's the margins are so thin, man. If you can get in, I wouldn't want to play Indianapolis, no doubt. Please go ahead.
No, just one real quick thing. I mean, you talk about how one outcome can kind of change the landscape and the perception of one team versus the other. I mean, the Texans were, like you said, they were a 4th down catch away by the Colts from, not having that success last year in the playoffs. The Colts, if the Colts go on and score and they win that game, the Colts are the team that goes on to win the AFC South. The Colts play now because of that loss and because of the lack of postseason success the last couple of years. The Colts are the team that, they play the 1 o'clock schedule. They play the non-national sexy schedule. The Texans this year have 4 primetime games because they won that game against the Colts. So the perception was completely, flipped, or could have been flipped, I should say, if the outcome of that one game and that one pass would have been a little bit different.
I never even looked at it like that, just even in terms of the schedule.
Yeah.
Great call by you. I'm a big fan of the city of Indianapolis. Gracious hosts for Big Ten championship games, Final Fours, national championships, one of the best cities in this country. And I always make it a point to have a little shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's. No stranger to that. Absolutely. Thanks so much, Matt. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game this weekend.
Hey, go Hoosiers.
Yeah, go Hoosiers, baby.
Beat Ohio State.
There you
Come
go.
on, hey, we got to represent, all right? So we'll try to get it done for you.
All right.
Yeah, baby. We don't like Ohio State around
Thanks,
here.
man.
Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it. Good stuff. Follow him on X at MayTakeColts. Guys, we're going to get a break when we come back.
I'm glad y'all cleaned that up at the end and shout some love to IU. How you going to bring up that they almost made the playoffs? Now he's sad.
But again,
now he's got to think about it all over again.
No.
It's like if somebody brought up to you the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah, right.
But here's why you bring it, just to show how one play can change the perception.
Change the schedule.
It changed the schedule.
Gardner Minshew was the starting quarterback. They weren't getting 4 national games with Gardner Minshew.
But with Anthony Richardson, they might.
Unproven.
C.J. Stroud was unproven until that point.
Guys, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Picks time. We'll do it next.
I got some great NFL stories for you.
Oh, man.
My favorite time of the week.
Oh, but first a message from us here at WSN. Wake up with us, Woodward in Maine, 8 a.m. to 9. Matt Broder, Terry Foster.
There you go.
Set. Woodward in Maine, leading up to New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame show. Sean Baligia, Neil Rule, 10 a.m. to noon, right here on Woodward Sports. Brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller, your local long drink, Sabbath Coffee, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, and Les Stanford, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC.
And we have a bright and early 1 o'clock game coming up on Sunday, so you're going to need your Sabbath coffee to get ready for the game. You can fuel that Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com, choose your favorite roast, use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward in Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you could win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
You and you ain't got no alibi. You ugly. What? You ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside a Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly. Hey!
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford. A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
You want to win some money? Well, you need to sign up with Caesar Sportsbook, the sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you lose, Up to $1,000, you can make a bet. You can make bets. If you lose those bets, you will be able to get that money back in bonus bets. You got to use the promo code. The promo code is Woodward1000. Scan that QR code. Get on tap. We got the bets for you. The Lions are easy money this week and the next. We're not giving you the bets until you scan the QR code and sign up. Then we'll give you the bets.
And you can take those winnings over to shop.woodwardsports.com. Check out what's above my head, everybody. We got the Black Friday sale, 10% off. Use the code word WSN10 at shop.woodwardsports.com and get some of the latest and the greatest Detroit sports merch. Check out those new hoodies right there on your screen, the sweatshirts as well. Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers gear, all available for you at shop.woodwardsports.com. Don't forget, above my head, the Black Friday sale. Use that code word. Back to you guys.
All right, before we do our picks, we want to give you the full scope of what's happening around the NFL so that you can be aware of all the information
before your bets.
Knowledgeable before your bets. Tom Mazaway?
I think the biggest story of the day is in Jersey. The Giants let Daniel Jones go. They released him. He asked for his release. They released him today. So he's available right now to anyone that wants him. And I am telling you, listen to me right now. He's going to be a Dallas Cowboy for the remaining part of this year.
Josina Anderson reported in the 1 o'clock hour that the Dallas Cowboys are not pursuing him.
Really?
Yes, Josina Anderson.
Because I had the perfect Thanksgiving day for you. It would have been him against the Giants.
Wouldn't that be something?
And then you would have tuned in to watch that game. Anywhere he lands, I'm rooting for this guy. Listen to him yesterday. He gets in front of the media of the Giants. The guy is all class. Play them both, Pete.
All right, buddy.
I wrote something down just to make sure I say it the right way. Let's see. The opportunity to play for the New York Giants was truly a dream come true, and I'm extremely grateful to the Mara and Tisch families for the chance to play here. The Giants are truly a first-class organization, and I have nothing but genuine respect and appreciation for the people who have built it and who helped carry on that tradition. I've met so many special people and created relationships that will truly last a lifetime. Thank you to all my teammates, coaches, and staff that have done so much for me these past 6 years. There have been some great times, but of course, we all wish there had been more of those. I take full responsibility for my part in not bringing more wins. No one wanted to win more games worse than me, and I gave everything I had on the field and in my preparation. Of course, this season has been disappointing for all, and of course, I wish I could have done more. I'm 100% accountable for my part. I did not play well enough consistently enough to help the team get the results. The reality of the NFL is it's hard to win games and requires consistent performance from everyone involved. We didn't do that well enough, so the idea to change something happens, and I understand. I love the game. I love being part of a team. I'm excited for the next opportunity and know that there's a lot of good football in front of me, and I'm excited about that. To all the fans, I have deep respect and appreciation for your passion and love for the Giants. The fans are a huge part of what makes playing for the Giants so special.
Especially with teammates and guys I've played with, and it's been a real honor to be a part of it. So,
Daniel, not to take anything away from Tommy, because the guys are supporting him, but what does it mean to you that players like Dex, Darius, and other guys are standing up and saying, like, either we don't agree with this or we still believe Daniel would give us the best chance to win?
Yeah, I've like I said, created a lot of great relationships here with the guys here, and definitely appreciate the support. But it's about the team and what's best for the team, and yeah, I think I know the guys will be ready to go. I know Tommy will be ready to go this week.
The most hit quarterback in the NFL, that's Daniel Jones, and he missed a couple of games, and he's still the most hit quarterback in the NFL. They gave him no protection. He had no running game this year. They bet on him instead of letting Saquon come in. Instead of paying Drew Lock, give Saquon that $5 million, and the Giants might not be in this situation. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league. I'm just saying with the right, they want a playoff game. I don't know. I got nothing.
I don't want to say anything piss anybody off, so I refrain. I refrain.
Well, nobody's gonna get pissed
Right,
off.
get it off your chest.
At the end of the day, look, I feel bad for what happened. They completely botched the situation with him, Daniel Jones, how they treat him. It's not how you treat an NFL player. It's not how you treat anybody. It's not a good situation. It's not good representation of who this family is. With that being said, he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I saw enough of that. I don't care who was protected for him. I saw 5 years of a sentence. I saw enough that I know he's not a quarterback. Backup quarterback, I think he'd be a damn good backup quarterback along the lines of a Gardner Minshew. But I saw what I need to see out of him. He's not a starting quarterback in this league, and he wasn't when he got drafted. Sorry for what happened to him, but he got handsomely paid in the process. So.
Also, he just shouldn't have been picked 6 overall.
Thank you.
It was a shock.
Dave Gettleman made that.
It was
a mistake.
It was a double mistake because not only was it a mistake to pick him at 6, it was a double down mistake to pay him that money.
Yeah.
You gotta know. That's like, you gotta know what you have. If you cannot evaluate your quarterback, I feel bad for the player.
Yeah, that's
the people that are supposed to do this stuff for a living be like, yeah, that's my guy. I want to pay him $45 million a year. Just awful.
Hey, do me a favor while I bring up this next subject. I want you to bring up the playoff game against the Vikings and give me his numbers because he got paid after that game.
He had a game.
I just want to hear his numbers.
90 yards rushing, 290 yards passing.
That don't sound like too bad a quarterback to me.
Everybody had a good game, man. You know how many quarterbacks have had one good game? Like, don't do that. Let's not play that game. Because I can go down the list of quarterbacks that I've been around that have had a game, and then I can show you the other 40 games they played.
I got you.
I think you're right about that, Braylon. One game, and I know it's a big game, but you got to know what you have.
Mark Sanchez has 4 playoff wins. Is he a good quarterback?
No.
Thanks, man.
Speaking of Mark Sanchez,
kept you out of a ring,
takes
man.
me to the New York Jets now.
Yeah.
And Rex Ryan spoke yesterday on New York radio.
He wants that job.
Rex Ryan, I don't have to tell you he wants it. He'll tell you he wants it.
I look at it this way. Blow it up. We're going to blow the opponents up. There's way too much talent on this team to play the way we've been playing, period. And how hard can you get a guy to play? That's the thing. Like, nobody's seen a team going to play the way as hard as this team's going to play in the future. Trust me, if I'm the guy. Trust me. And that's going to be it. That's what's going to separate me from all these other guys you're going to bring in. Your Grudens, your whoever, whatever. Give me a break. They ain't New York Jets. I'm all about the Jets. And the great thing is, all right, yeah, second chance. You get a second chance at it and things like that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, well, when it does, it's usually special. And so we'll find out if I get that chance or not. If not, then, hope they have one hell of a guy in place because I still want to be a fan of the Jets. I still want to be. But, when I look around, I know nobody's better than me.
I love that. I love Rex Ryan. He's the closest thing to Dan Campbell that this league has.
Once a Jet, always a Jet. You pointed out, he said we. This is how he talks about that team. He may have won a Super Bowl when he was with the Baltimore Ravens, but he built his bones as an NFL coach when he was in the AFC East with the New York Jets. I saw the emotion that he poured into the game. I saw the emotion that he poured into losses, certain moments, and players taking that time. He loves the game. He loves the players. He loves everything that comes with it. Can he coach in this day and age? I think so.
I know so.
I'm not saying he's winning a Super Bowl, but can he get to the playoffs? For sure.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
Everybody's got the X's and O's.
When you're a coach like him and Dan Campbell, you can coach anytime. Anytime.
Everybody's got the X's and O's, man. You got to rally guys. You got to get guys that believe in you, want to play for you. He can do that. Now, I think he'd have to do a Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, a Jim Harbaugh at the Chargers, and get a younger staff.
Yeah,
guys in their late 30s, early 40s, all up and down your coaching roster.
Yeah.
Those are your guys now.
Mm-hmm. Your job is to motivate.
Yeah, your job is to...
He'd bring Lou Riddick and Ryan Clark with them. Stick them on the staff.
Well, Ryan Clark made too much money.
He's met a lot of people doing what he's doing now. Never mind the football, the history that he's had, and his dad and everything, and his brother. He's a hip guy now. He's on ESPN.
It was my brothers.
It is what it is. And the Week 16 Thursday Night Football, it was the Browns and Bengals. It will now be the Broncos and the Chargers.
Breakdown, guys.
flex.
Picks next, baby. Picks next. We got to get going here. But first, a message from us here at WSN.
Number one sports network in the state
John
is
Nass.
Woodward Sports. Appreciate that. But now we want to get you involved. The post-game show featuring Stick and Anson, brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, as well as Sirogi's Tullamore Dew, your local laundry. It's at Hayes Social, live on the east side. As soon as the game's over, we start breaking down the game, the X's and O's, and talking about how the Lions scored 7 touchdowns in a row. You can also be a part of that chat. We want to invite you to be a part of the team. That's what we do. We've been rocking and rolling since 2021. This is no different. Come on down to the postgame show or just tune in at woodwardsports.com.
And thank you, Bray, for bringing up New Holland, because I got to tell the people how to get some of this good gin goodness, man. Have you heard of a long drink? Taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company is shoulders above the rest. Made from small batch gin, 100% grapefruit for a fresh and delicious flavor with all natural ingredients. Man, you can get this at a Total Wine near you. You can get this at a Meyer near you. Go get them today. These things are addictive. Taller is your local long drink.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
If you want to know where the best Lions pregame show is going to be on Thursday, December 5th, that's right, you can join us at Detroit's very own Second Best Bar, located at 42 Watson Street. For the ultimate fan experience, enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show, the best Lions pregame show in all of Metro Detroit, better than the flagship, only at the Second Best Bar. Come get some!
All right, Tom Mazaway, let's do it. It is our pick segment, and just for those of you that are looking, KG leads away 51-25. Wow, 26 games over 500. Tom Mazaway's in second, 45-31. Braylon and I are tied, both above 500, 41-35, and Pete Spivak 35-41.
Hey, before
one week will do that.
Before I do the games, Pete, please put up Ben Fox, our friend, his lopsided Week 12 bets. I want to show you where the money is going before we make these picks, Ryan. Would you please be honest?
90% of the tickets on the Detroit Lions, 87% on the Bucks. So you've got Lions, Bucks, Commanders, and Broncos, all with 80% or more of the money and the tickets. Lopsided. Wow, Washington, a double-digit favorite. Double-digit favorites have been going. 70% on the 49ers, by the way. 71% on the Cardinals. 75% on the Houston Texans.
All right, that takes us to game number one. It'll be the Vikings at the Bears, NFC North On the line here, at least for third place, the Bears are a 3.5-point favorite. I got to double check that.
Let me see this.
Is that real?
I would say it would be reversed, Tommy, if it's anything. Let me double check.
I'm sorry, guys.
Let me see. Hold on
check.
here. Hold on here.
Did I put a minus where I should have put a plus?
I don't even see the Bears game on the schedule. Minnesota is minus 3.5.
Okay, Bears are getting 3.5. Make that a plus now,
I can
guys.
change that. Hank, keep going.
Bears are getting 3.5, Ryan. Go ahead.
I am going to do something that I haven't done all year, and that's pick the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams apologized to his teammates for the role that he's played in this losing streak. I think the Bears are going to come out and win this football game.
Braylon.
Shoot. Let me see. Chicago Bears and Vikes. I'm sticking with the Vikes.
All right. Pete?
I am going to be going with the Vikings because if you guys all watch the pregame show, the Bears have absolutely ticked me off to no degree. So we're going with the Vikings.
All right. I'll take the Bears as well, Ryan.
Yep.
And Kenny, you got last pick.
I guess I'm taking. I can't trust the Bears. Give me the Vikings.
All right.
Okay.
Got them all right?
Yep.
Here we go. Patriots and the Dolphins. AFC East battle. Dolphins are home. They got a game in hand now. They won one last week, and they are 7.5-point favorite at home. Braylon.
Give me the Patriots.
Pete.
Please give me the Dolphins because I think they're playing better ball and they should wipe the grass with the
Kenny.
Patriots.
Give me the Dolphins to cover.
Ryan.
I'm going with the New England Patriots. I really think they got something with Drake May.
7.5 though?
Yeah, I'll
Put me down for the Pats as well.
I'll take New England.
I like
in
the
this
hook.
one. Yeah, I do.
They lose by 7.
I'll take New England in this one.
They always
Absolutely.
hang in there.
Yeah.
All right, next game. AFC West. Broncos at the Raiders. Raiders getting 6 at home. Let's start with Pete.
With me, I'm taking the Broncos all day long and every day. I'd take the Broncos minus 12 even at the Raiders. I know it's a divisional game, but give me the points and
Kenny.
the Broncos.
Broncos.
Ryan.
I'm going with Las Vegas. Divisional matchup. They're at home. Denver coming off a big win. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
I got the Raiders as well. Braylon, you get last shot.
Raiders.
All right. Here we go. 49ers and the Packers, the game of the weekend. 4:30 game on Fox. The big team will be there. The Packers are favored by 2 at Lambeau. It was snowing earlier in the week. I will go first. Give me Green Bay. Ryan.
This is an absolute must-win game for the San Francisco 49ers, but I've been burying them all year long, and I'm going to bury them again. Green Bay in this one.
Braylon.
I think I'm taking the Niners.
Ken.
I think the Niners got one last hurrah in them. Give me the Niners, man. Not confident, though.
Pete, last shot.
Give me that weather in Green Bay. Give me the Packers at home to dominate a pretty actually injured 49ers offense.
Damn it. Pete's with me. Damn it. Can I pull a Braylon? Can I switch my pick?
No, you can't.
That's fine.
All right, no, I'm staying with the Cheeseheads. All right, here's the game, Kenny's favorite game of the week. Cardinals and the Seahawks. Seahawks getting 1 at home. Go ahead, Ken. Take your Seahawks.
No, I'm taking the Cards.
You taking your Cards?
Taking the Cards.
Pete.
I said it earlier. I'll say it again. Cards all day long. They take control of the NFC West.
Braylon.
Give me the Sea Chickens.
All right.
My former squad. That's why I caught my last touchdown.
Ryan.
Arizona is a really, really good team. Take off their emblem on the helmet, remove the name Arizona Cardinals, and just look at them as a football team. You will be impressed. Arizona going to win on the road in Seattle, and they are going to win that division.
Yes, sir.
Seahawks with the up-down, man, but they're really tough at home. 12th man at home.
Yeah,
I'll take the Cards.
I knew it.
Hesitantly. I will take the Cards. And another good game. The Eagles at the Rams. Sunday Night Football. It's the Rams' last stand, if you ask me. Rams are getting 3 at home against Philly. Kenny.
I think the Rams play them hard, but the Eagles just got too much talent. Give me the Eagles, man.
Pete.
The Eagles do have a lot of talent, Kenny, but this is one of those weird games. Give me the Rams plus 3.
I do not like this slate.
Go ahead, Bray.
I, too, will take the Rams.
Well, I'm going to be picking up some games
Go ahead,
if I'm
Ryan.
correct.
I did not like the way. I am a big fan of the LA Rams, but something about the way they played that
stunk
last
up the
game.
field.
Right.
Really, really, I just can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Give me Philadelphia.
I'm only taking the Rams because they're home and it's Sunday Night Football. I believe Matthew Stafford, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions his last game. They came back, right, after that drubbing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they win this game. Give me LA to win it outright.
Okay.
And finally, our game. Do I even have to go around the room? We will anyway. Ryan.
Detroit.
Laying 7. Braylon. You want to go last?
Is it that
go
hard?
last.
All right.
Is it that hard?
Tell you what,
I know this is. If there's ever one to pick against them,
I think we all picked the Colts, or at least a few of us picked the Colts when we picked our early games.
If there was ever one to pick against the Lions, it would be this game.
It was the Houston game for me.
Right, I heard the Houston game for that. But,
I'm sticking with the Lions at -7 there, Tom. I'm just going to take that offense and the
So am
points
I.
that we talked about earlier today.
If Diggs was in that game, if Nico was in that game, I would have picked Houston probably. But without them, I wasn't going to do that.
I got the Leos. Go ahead, Ken.
forward down the field.
Why do I even go to you?
You sound bad. You make I believe in my team?
Of course. Go ahead, Bray.
Right guy.
I really want to pick the Colts. I really
Don't
want
do
to
it.
just, you know what?
Pick up a game on Ryan.
Don't do it, Bray. Come on,
He's
Bray.
opposite me almost everyone. I have Chicago. He's got Minnesota. We both have New England and Las Vegas. I've got
Seattle.
Green Bay. He's got San Francisco. I've got Arizona. He's got Seattle. I've got Philly. He's got the Rams. So this is going to be
Someone's going down.
yeah, somebody's going down hard.
Yeah. I might go 1-7 this week.
Someone's going to be back to 500.
Braylon and I are 41-35.
Yeah.
Somebody's going down hard this week.
Somebody will be 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, Braylon.
Come on, 17.
The hell with it. I'm going down fighting. Give me the Colts.
Yeah!
Give me the Colts.
Come on,
If
17.
I'm going down.
Come on, dog.
Hoochie Mama. Hoochie
You
Mama.
gonna learn, man.
Yeah.
You gonna learn one of these days.
That's what happens when you get caught in the moment, because it's going to be like 35-2 at halftime.
Yeah, you gonna learn one of these days,
You
man.
got the prices right, man. You
Hey,
bid
look,
$1.
man, I told you what I want to see from this Lions team is go against the defense, at least, is running quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson, Josh Allen, so we'll see.
That is
Y'all might have a chance. I might go 1-7 this week with this slate. So
Hey, do we have to break or do we keep
No,
going?
I
done.
got
All right.
2 minutes left of the show.
I thought it was a little bit more than that, but that's fine.
we going home, man.
Just quickly before Ryan shuts me down. Let's do
Go ahead.
All right,
Bear
NBA. Let's say I'm gonna say the Pistons for a second. Pat Riley. It was the other day. Magic Johnson gave him a call and said, "Hey Pat, we're gonna put a statue out in front of the old Staples Center. What do they call it? Crypto.
Crypto,
Now,
yep.
Yeah.
Check this out. A little FaceTime with Pat Riley.
You know, I bought all these Showtime Lakers for a special announcement to you.
What's that?
And on behalf of the best owners that's ever lived, they have decided to give you a statue outside of crypto.com. Congratulations, Patrick Riley. Congratulations.
This is a great moment. We're very excited about it, Pat. Doing a statue is a process, so we want you very involved in the process to pick out the pose and what you kind of want to look like and what statement you want to make. But, you know, come on, you got to have one of those Armani suits. Come on. It's like,
These are all cards. I can't believe it. All you guys, James, everybody, Coop, Kurt, Cap, everybody, Jeannie, Linda, Chris. Oh boy. I'm just a kid from Schenectady, New York, and here I am, going to have a statue, with the Lakers. My God, I don't know. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron.
Ghost Pimples.
I love that guy.
Wow.
I love him.
Daddy
There's only one pose. It's him standing with his hands in his pocket, jacket back. That's the only pose.
Between him and Daddy Rich, the late 80s was awesome, man.
You're not kidding,
Chuck
man.
Daly and Pat Riley going at it. Everybody wanted to
The Hugo Boss suits.
look like them, wear those suits. Awesome, man.
Hey, before we go, I got a special video. Spencer sent this to us. It is got a little Braylon touch to it.
Okay.
Bray, you're going to be surprised. Let's play it, Pete.
video.
Dude, I saw 17 and I was like, Garrett Wilson, but I was like, wait, I know what this is. This guy, Cousin Adam, somewhere, somehow, found a Braylon Edwards jersey and got it freaking signed.
He did.
Dude, my man.
Woo!
Oh, Adam, this is touching. It really is.
Oh my God, Sean's crying.
Thank you for the love. What is that? Need to the Jets? Oh, need some. JETS, Braylon Edwards. That's fucking sick. Adam, you outdid yourself, let me say. I can't wait to hang this up in the office tomorrow.
This is his additional special wedding gift for you.
Thank you, Adam. I don't even know what to say. This is awesome. I can't believe you got this done.
Are you surprised?
Yes. Very surprised. I gotta send this.
Yay!
Love the F-bomb. Love the F-bomb. Side note, I wasn't ignoring you guys. I was over here watching that video with Pat Riley and kind of the players. You know me, man. I'm a sucker for moments like that. So I just texted Lloyd to see how he was doing. But that's dope. And where the hell does he mean? Where'd you find this at? Man, they're everywhere. I'm joking now. When I see 17, I was like, oh, is that Gary Wilson?
That's awesome, man. That's great stuff.
You the original
Nice
17,
job,
man.
Spenny.
Come on.
Oh, it's Adams now.
Yo, that's true.
Adams
Yeah,
now.
stuff.
that's true.
Good job, guys. All right, well, enjoy the games this weekend. Bray, get us out of here, my friend.
Another great week out of you guys. Appreciate you for tuning in to Woodward Sports Network, the #1 sports network in the state. Thank you for tuning in to Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway, my man KG in the soundbook.
Yes, sir.
Peace by Beck. We appreciate you. We will see you next week with another win from the Detroit Lions against the Colts. Go Lions!
Not the court to you.
Go Blue.